Alright, and we're back. We got another fucking match of tactical invention. We're gonna get started. Bot ad 7. Here goes nothing. I'm gonna plant the bomb, and I've got a few new toys with me. Well, damn. A few new tools while I'm at it, jeez. The AI navigation. Now, sometimes it bugs me. I may have to figure out something more elaborate in order to fix the AI in this game, because this is a game that's in dire need of it. Like, what the hell is going on with the AI? If your AI can't even get out of bed in the morning, and they're just doing this shit, how are you going to be able to get your average Joe to play this game? You know what I mean? Like, this is a revival project after all. They tell me they can't just go add some, like, fucking info nodes to know where to go. I checked, and it turns out you don't actually need to have the data in order to recompile the map. You can just, like, straight up fucking hack a VMF into this shit, add a bunch of info nodes after you get this shit into the source engine, and then after you do that, you're able to add a bunch of info nodes so the AI knows where to go. And preferably you add about, like, 16 units off the ground or something, but however the fuck that works for Source Engine, I suppose, you know? So it doesn't particularly look like the counter-terrorists are attacking. Which, that could be a problem, especially if, you know, this was a intense PvP video game where you, were kind of doing that. You got some floating bullet holes. So, okay. Apparently this map is totally inoperable because of, fucking 1, 2, 3, 4 fuck trumpet over yonder. That's not great. Go with the revolver. Screw it. Also was able to screw around with some of the different um, controls. So unfortunately, it's kind of a shame how this AI tends to work, or I suppose otherwise does not. It seems like they may have only had AI for a few maps, so adding it to others might not have worked as intended. So if I put this shit right there, basically looks like, is there a way to extend fucking time, add fucking, I don't know, match, math, fucking time, limit, maybe time, add, match, round. I guess not. Don't think that does anything. Hope time refresh was not any particular one that was of importance, that would break anything at least. Okay, armed the bomb. See, one thing I like here compared to the other Counter-Strike is you actually have a fucking timer showing you how long the bomb has to be defused and how long it's going to go for. Otherwise, I mean, how the hell are you going to know how long the bomb's on? That's kind of important information. You need to know that at a glance. Well, hey, you can just fucking look up and there you go. You can see it. I don't think that was so hard. So what the fuck was the holdup? It beats me. I take it these guys are probably up here. And they're probably not happy to see me. I don't see him. Apparently I get a rusher, and Frankenstein got the MVP despite literally sitting on his ass doing nothing all day. Here's my cool terrorist guy. He gets to be a fucking warrior. Oh shit. Oh, wonderful. Just spawn me right into the fucking, enemy fucking, Well, okay. Well, this game really is made for fuck trumpets, ain't it? Yeah, boy, fucking spawn me right into the whole shit show. Let's do it again. Oh, so they can move. Interesting. Well, the dog can move, but seemingly no one else? Come on, make up your minds, people. Oh yeah, I also found an option that allows you to turn on a setting in which you are able to see which part of your body was hit in the top left corner. You go into two separate menus. Well, I've got a different menu, perhaps, and I'm going to use it. Oh, no I'm not. The game's going to crash. Well, I got an alternative menu. I have an alternative menu. It may or may not include um, weapons. Weapons of mass destruction, to be specific. This here is the mall. I switched up the loadouts a little. MP5 wasn't great, so I tried the Uzi with a flashlight, a silencer, and a scope. That didn't work for some reason, so I just tried the Uzi with a fucking ACOG. Jeez, got fucking acorn stuck in my throat, huh? So an ACOG, and that did seem to work. So I got this sucker. Is there some way to fucking take this asswipe hostage? Apparently not. He has ammo. Oh my god. Crystal Center. See, you know, that's the thing, right? They actually have a name for the mall. That's important. They don't just call it generic mall number 5. That's so boring. I hate it when games will just do that shit, and it's like, do you want me to care about this place or not? Like, this, meanwhile, hey, look at that. Used to have dudes on this shit all the time, too. Fucking USB ports. I'm sure some of these are based off of real reference footage and photos they took at, like, a shopping mall or something. And that really gives it a layer of believability and immersion, which, yeah, otherwise tends to be lacking in so many of these games now. Like, see, if you go to the mall in Left 4 Dead 2, it's not just called the mall. No, it's called, like, the fucking St. Peter's Mall or the St. Johnson or something, you know? I got some big-ass waterfalls and cool shit up there. Crystal Center, you know? I mean, that seems pretty straightforward to me. Oh, it has some physics anyway. Not when you walk through it, but that's more than I anticipated. So I imagine the other one, it said it was classic mall, so this one must be like a second mall? That's cool. Hey, Popper. So, you can go this way. See, this is the interesting shit. Like, I barely heard of this game, could barely find any search results outside of, like, Jerma fucking constantly breaking his car or whatever. Most maps I couldn't find much documentation for. It turns out, it's like, there's this cool-ass little revival project. It's on GitHub. And it doesn't need Steam. So that's even better. A free game, and it doesn't have stupid spyware DRM shit. So that's excellent. That's fucking chocolate and peanut butter to me. Great combo. In other words. So you even got the puppy. Yeah, got the highway chase of glitchiness and death. Oh boy, what the fuck happened to Pac-Man? They don't look like they want to be here. They're a little spooked out by Monster Pac-Man. Oh boy, he got some fucked up teeth. Yeah, legally distinct enough, I suppose. All the sad ghosts. Not really doing a great job of securing y'all's prizes. You know, it'd be kind of a shame if a terrorist came around and just... Did that fucking thing bleed? Yeah, he's definitely fucking taken, like, that shit looks like fucking Gundam. Looks like a fucking straight up Gundam. This motherfucker must have totally gone to a mall and just, like, taken photographic reference of all the shit he could see. That's neat. Alright, fucking double check something here. Oh wait, no, wrong button. Fucking meant to do audio, not alt-tab. Herpaderp. Well, anyway, once again, you can kick carts. Pretty decent level of detail in this game. It's just, you know, Source Engine being a... Source Engine just being a disappointing waste at times. An engine with such promise, held back by Valve and everything else. Especially online DRMs, man. This shit's terrible. Don't go over here, the floor is lava. Since there's no other, like, enemy combatants, I'm just gonna fuck around and see what else we got. So if you walk into this shit, too, it's like your character's in 3D space or something, instead of just a floating pair of hands with a vague assumption that you have feet. Crazy idea, right? But, you know, it's making things happen for you. Yeah, jeez. Fake little mottos and everything, like, yeah, you never know what you have until it's gone. It's shocking how one day I used to take this for granted, the next, now all I can think about is it. Yet nobody else can seem to think about anything else but the 1990s. Fucking annoying ass, repetitive, pixelated cancer. A second-rate, cheap imitation used by con men and fucking nostalgic people who don't understand why any of it truly mattered. They don't understand the part that, you know, it was creative, it was interesting. They merely see it for the symbolic reasons. It's a video game. Like, isn't it supposed to be fun? Like, they say, oh, it's the last time America was cool. How's that? Were you even alive back then? I don't know, but that's what I said. How do you know? How do you know America was cool then? This is when America was cool. You got to fucking play action games like 24/7. You got to play as a fucking American all the damn time. That was pretty fucking cool. I don't know, seems pretty cool to me. Trying to escape, are we? I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, he took the same hallways from the mall. Probably we're starting to run low on time. I mean, hey, not one to shame when it comes to reusing content, because I tend to do that a lot, but, you know, the only stipulation I ever have with that kind of stuff is you need to switch it up a bit, because if you don't, it just feels cheap. In this case, thankfully, he has, you know, fulfilled that pretty quickly and very easily. Shot him in the ass. Fuck you, German. Dance. The time has come. Oh. Well, it actually acts semi-like reality then. Oh. I guess he's okay. Like, if this shit blows up, I guess it just doesn't fucking insta-kill you. That's neat. Alright. I would do a few matches in that, but I've already fucked around with the other malls, so I got my fill of the mall. How's about, Millen? Millen? Okay. Milan? This ain't fucking Moana now, is it? We'll just say it's Millen. It's fucking hell. It's not like anybody else plays this game anyway. Not gonna correct me though, are they? Millen it is. Who wants to be a millionaire? Well, maybe depending on how late it is. Yes or no? Okay, it's another bomb map. Oh, there's the ghost mask. Oh, this one has a shield. Excellent. Exactly as I ordered. So I decided to grab a little shield. So I could have this little shield. If a terrorist wants to fuck with me, I can fuck with him. It's pretty cool. You can also throw it, which that's the only downside of the strat. Is if you're bum rushing in, does not make it easy to put it down. Cool mechanic there. Unfortunately, the guy doesn't seem to have some first-person animation for holding it, so I don't know why that is, but yeah, it seems like his fucking hands in first person just go elsewhere. Does seem a little iffy, but yeah, no, not impossible to deal with this kind of shit. Fucking art exhibit. Stanley Parable called. They wanted their interior decorations back. It's a pretty big map. All things considered, it's not that bad, which is the interesting part of it, because if it's I would just fixate on this kind of shit all the time. It's the stuff that nobody else is going to look at, because I know they don't give a shit. They just want to go fuck around with the 1990s, thinking they're part of the 1990s. They're not, and they don't understand why any of that mattered. It was cool, it was creative and new. It's not anymore. It's just tacky, lazy, and old. It's the same repetitive shit over and over, expecting a different outcome, but nothing can ever truly make them go back. They've changed things beyond repair. Now, the difference with a game like this, you can always fucking go back. It doesn't matter what time it is. It's timeless. It's not like fucking reality is gonna stop happening, I would hope. So that makes it a lot easier to go back home, in other words. Home, to me, is a kind of game that I knew and loved a long time ago. You shoot people, you have fun, you go on adventures. See strange things, go to interesting places. Fucking see a bunch of mannequins. Fucking see, I don't know, fucking make-believe, overpriced clothes. At least they're not lying. I don't know how far they went down the free-to-play rabbit hole, but basically since the game didn't, make its money back, which is, hey, it happens. If you don't make money, you don't make a game. Which is unfortunate, but that's how real life works, and, I imagine the Panasonic branding, whatever the fuck else they got, like, low-res Sony keyboard of all things. That's a Sony keyboard. It's probably what they were just making the game on. They're just like, yeah, you know what, fuck it. Use what we got, right? That's a Cool little Windows 7 mouse there. Like, see, this kind of shit. I used to see this kind of shit all the time. You just don't know what you have until it's gone. Sony monitors, the CRT ones too. Wow. There goes the keyboard. Whoop. I like that. Little sounds too. It's not something that was just stock. It was something they had to record. They went out of their way to make that. When you shoot the CDs, you can see they have like some actual fucking shit textured in there too. Which is pretty neat. It's pretty interesting. Because it's not something that came with this by default. They did make this. And these kinds of nice little shooter games were pretty nice. They had these nice little details. See fucking lens flares. Cops and robbers games, man, they are few and far in between. Same thing with redneck games. Ultimately, unless you're hunting, you never have games where it's, you know, rednecks or nothing. Not often enough, anyway. I do not think I can fucking go in that. But cop cars, yeah, some decent details. I mean, you might see this kind of stuff in the background of an army game, but never as the main focus, which is kind of disappointing. Cause it's a background detail that seems small, but like that's the kind of shit that makes all the difference is when you have good lighting and shadows like this, right? That's the kind of shit that matters. Because when you get rid of it, it shows a lack of care. It shows a lack of polish. You get rid of fucking hunting statues and shit like that. You know, none of this fancy ass architecture anywhere. The Italian architecture, judging by the music I heard. You know, you get rid of all this shit, and what do you have left? I mean, that's a fucking game from 2012, and it has lighting and reflections like that. If you could at least overlook the fucking kind of rough textures, and especially the rougher models, up-res this to something with a higher fidelity, it could easily be put into a modern engine with better up-to-date tech that doesn't rely on all this upscaling TAA shit and actually runs natively, because I think native performance has been totally left to die, and that is an absolute tragedy. I mean, look at these hallways. Wouldn't you want to play an HD version of this and say that's Counter-Strike 3? That'd be fucking sick. That would be awesome. But we're not doing that. And what for? Like, how's that pushing the ball forward? How's that really innovating? How's that creative? How's that really doing something special or that matters and fulfilling in creative ways? It's not. It's just games now are so fucking unimaginative, trying to be something they're simply not. A hero. Ultimately, with games like these, it was, you know, the heroism. It was about saving the world, action movies, kicking ass. And what did they make to replace it to think they were better than everybody? Action games trying to delude you into thinking you were a hero, but not by saving the world, but by setting it on fire and killing everybody in it. So, congratulations, you just made Army Call of Duty shit again, but replaced all the real world history, events, characters, and anything else with cheap second-rate imitations when they aren't some colorful, cheap garbage from DeviantArt or Tumblr, and of course cheap, colorful, you know, garbage from DeviantArt and Tumblr. Really lame. Really fucking lame. And we used to have this, man. Fucking shadows that would cast all over the sandbags and all that shit too. What an elaborately designed and textured hall. It's really, really nice, and it's just a shame that they don't fuck with this anymore. Dude, how many Source Engine maps and textures do I see that constantly devolve into some weird furry shit made by someone questioning their sexuality instead of making a good game? Too damn many. It really got me away from Steam, you know, issues with the ownership and all the other shit aside. It just, one thing after another, I saw them throw this away. And I couldn't stand for it, because art being destroyed is just uncivilized. They saw it as no longer of any use to them, and like Darth Vader decided to toss it into the fucking fire killed them. Ironically enough, these violent games were violently murdered. That wasn't fair. And what's left? A bunch of disgusting fucking visual novel pornography shit on their fucking Steam store? Dog, this ain't my first fucking rodeo. I've seen snuff movies. Didn't like them, but I fucking seen them. It's kind of shit they fucking sell on Steam, and it really shows a poor level of quality and just basic fucking human dignity. They went from making engines that powered games like this to making fucking tools that power colorful animated trash pretending to be Japanese. But ultimately, none of it matters. It's just a fucking smokescreen to then hide the pornographic content that then deludes people into thinking they're gonna be a fucking, pimp or have a fucking girlfriend. And no, they're not, because that's just creepy as shit, and nobody needs that. How do you know these people are what they say they are? You can wear any avatar you want. It doesn't make it true that, you say you are these things. Like, I can wear a fat fucking Gabe Newell avatar. It doesn't mean I'm the CEO of Steam, now does it? Wear an avatar of a soldier in Call of Duty. That doesn't make me a fucking soldier. Could play a video game, but it's all make-believe. None of it's real. But I think what the cynicism of these people ultimately got them was looking at this and throwing it away because they saw it as nothing more than worthless trash that needed to be disposed of to get to the next thing. Very transactional. They didn't stop to appreciate the finer details and didn't ask what they were trading it for. You traded well-polished, working, finished, and completed games. Some, in this case, that were rough around the edges, say like the AI, but otherwise it's a technically sound game, despite maybe some of the lower fidelity, thanks to the engine it's on. And what'd they replace that with? Broken games, paranoia, delusions of grandeur, constantly changing and fucking devolving states of games. Some fucking trade. Yeah. Not really worth it in my eyes. Basically, after Portal 2, Valve just gave up. Gave up making anything worth a shit. I can't entirely blame them, but I still do. It was absolutely preventable and incredibly predictable. And it could have easily been avoided. There was an easy way to avoid this kind of shit. Just keep making good games, keep publishing them. But why the fuck would you do that when you can just be a lazy prick who sits on your fucking ass all day? Allowing shitty second-rate imitations of your old work to constantly go out, string people along into thinking you'll actually make a new game, and then never make a new game. You can just delude people into thinking something's going to come because you told them. But if what you say and what you do don't add up, what you do speaks more than what you say. Look at that shit, man. I actually have some of this shit in, like, Italian. That's pretty cool. I mean, most of it's in English, and I think they literally just took old Circle K gas station picture off of Google Images. I kid you not. Then just replaced Circle K with Fuel Core, or BP Oil anyway. They fucking replaced that with Fuel Core there. And see, just detailed hallways that go off into nothing, I'm sure. Where'd the time go, man? This was really worth trading for pornography? Fuck no. That's a terrible standard. And I'm disgusted and fucking sickened by what they've allowed it to become. Terrible. Terrible fucking games. And you know that parents don't take care of their children, so there's gonna be all kinds of consequences for this shit. You just won't care until it happens. Well, empty multiplayer worlds, man. Just a shame. With the bots, at least. I guess you can still experience it somewhat. I have an alternative. We will be defending the bomb. Oh, this is an SMG, apparently. Alright, here goes nothing. Detective John Kimball. We're heading this way. This is a B rush. Target B. Oh shit. He's gonna shoot me. Alright, here goes another one. Okay, I think I found my new favorite. Fuck yeah. It's a good thing for me, I think, to get familiar with the layouts of this, these kinds of places and then just go through them. Alright, everybody. It would be nice if we could stack up on me now. I guess not. Well, off I go. Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. The door was closed and he still came through. Shit. Well, Detective, we seem to be caught in a little bit of a snag here. You're screwed. Hey, buddy. Oh. Guess not. Caught in a jam. Actually, you don't have to go out far to see the end of the world. But the view's always pretty. Bill. Alright, let's try it again. Yeah, so here's the problem. They have some basic information in order to figure out where the hell they need to go. But often they'll make up their minds and they won't fucking, you know, telegraph this in any way, shape, or form. Kind of as a result, just leaving it up to interpretation wherever the fuck they're going to go. So I was thinking he was about to go to the right, but clearly he went to the left, meaning he clearly has the information, say, like, to make shortcuts, all these very elaborate moves and everything. It's, fuck. Oh, get that motherfucker. Oh, damn, did he kill the dog? Shit, I think he did. Well, 3ofSpades got his revenge, that's for damn sure. Oh, no, dog's right here. Problem is, the dog is mildly retarded. And the other guy just went this way looking for terrorists he won't find. I mean, any day if we could plant the bomb and get around a small piece of wood, it would be interesting. You know, it'd be a much better experience, I would hope, but I suppose not. Oh, there we go. Okay. And right behind the piece of wood again. I mean, there is There's two of them left. And a puppy. Highly doubt this will go well. So their AI is saying they're like over here. And we lost because, you know, you just fucking let it happen. Well, ironically enough, the same way we just let all this shit slide one day. The only reason they ever got away with it is because good people decided to do nothing and let evil win. And it's clear that their intentions were no good. I mean, you fucking look at like the origins of this shit for like all of 5 minutes. It's not hard to fucking find it. Seek and you'll find. Nothing good, but you'll find it. We better head in. Oh, for fuck's sake. Can you do it? I wonder, can you? He sure can. We could just fucking plant this shit right here. You can instantly plant it too. Damn. I guess he could do it. I'll bet you could. Well, finally, the whole crew arrived here in one piece. Cognitive function seems to be kind of an issue of, of theirs. Like I say, the biggest issue of this game is the AI. It's unfinished, and clearly it gets in the way of just basic immersion. They stack up on each other in absurd ways instead of like Global Offensive, where at least I can give that to Global Offensive. They don't just like fucking merge into a human octopus and then all die. Well, not all of them blew up. Apparently the guy who planted the bomb blew up, so the other two, nah, they're just celebrating Christmas, don't worry. The fuck was I running for if I'd stood next to that? Well, maybe it would have been safe. Alright, let's give the Uzi a try. Can't shoot the shit out? Can't even knife it? Come on, buddy. You take it? Nope. No, you can't. Oh, shit, you're gonna have to. Okay, you take it. Have fun. Oh, he got it. Dropped it this way. Fucking gassed him to death with mustard gas. Chemical warfare. There we go. Got the fucker. Bye-bye. Nope, nope, that is not the bomb site. Nor is that. This is, though. I'm gonna hurry this shit up and, fucking hide behind this motherfucker. An interesting fucking complex that so many people have these days is when they talk about games like this, it's only under the veil, you know, strangely repetitive guise of nostalgia, or like you only enjoyed it because you were a kid. I never got to play this when I was a kid. I only ever fucking found about it this year. If I knew about it prior, I certainly didn't know what the fuck it was or how to play it. Well, looks like, wait, I died? Yep, sure fucking did, didn't I? But yeah, you know, they don't account for anybody new ever wanting to play these, or if they do, it's only in a condescending, snarky, patronizing way. Like, what the fuck is wrong with YouTube comments? These people just ever have, like, happy thoughts? I guess not. You know, try as I may be it not being such a good idea, I still do read what people say about these games, and it is confusing on a level that makes no sense. Confusing and oddly petty, too. You got me. Go get him, pupper. Oh. Well, looks like that just about settles that. I don't think we can do it. After these messages, we'll be right back. Alright. Looks like that map don't want to work, so I have an alternative. Monaco. Monaco? Monaco. Yeah. Hey, if there's no South Korean to fucking correct me with the pronunciation of this shit, chances are I can say it however the fuck I like. Yeah. You know, not the best game in the world, but certainly it speaks to me as just little things like Valve would never fucking do after like a certain point. 2014, yeah, graphics are not great. This clearly looks dated. It looks like some shit that came out in 2007, 100%. But it speaks to me just about basic quality standards. Even the whatever most generic average like, you know, army game of all things is able to still manage to do fun shit. Like, how does that make sense? Yet, meanwhile, AAA games can not, like, they cannot come out, you know, finished. Like, scratching my head here. Okay, so this is the boss. I'm the boss, apparently. Alright, gonna get the fuck out then. If I can. Is this like Scarface's mansion? That's pretty sick. It's a casino. A Liberation Casino. Oh yeah, that's a point in time that sucked. Basically, nothing but army games that had an absolute fucking shitload of terrible DLC microtransactions. Oh, we going down? I fucking hope so. Oh shit. Okay, that must be the target. I guess it was as simple as just fucking rappelling down an elevator and fucking booking it. Oh yeah. You better believe I'm a rusher. Oh, fucking Ivan Danko decided to die. Well, I'm doing that again. And this time I'm bringing a bigger gun. And, yeah. think I'll go with, yeah, that ought to do it. Well, they got a fucking theater. You see what I mean? Just beautiful maps. Like, seriously. Dude, if you're gonna fucking go for something, go for gold. You see what I mean? That's the kind of shit that just stays with you years after you see it the first time. I looked at the game, never got to play it, but I was thinking that is such a fucking cool map. I need to play this game. I don't care how long it takes. I need to find out how the fuck you play this game. I need to know, cause that shit interests the fuck out of me. You know, like look at all this movement shit you got here. Movement opportunities. Instantly, way more than Counter-Strike. The lighting here too. It's not the best in the world, but it's certainly a lot better than what you normally get from a Source Engine game. And it fucking has some life to it. It's a little spotty, like maybe there needs to be a fucking model there or something, but I can deal with that. Maybe the AI needs some fucking work too, because clearly they're not working half the time. When they are, they're not bad. I'm gonna pretend I didn't go that way. I'm gonna go this way. When they work, it's not bad. It's a surprisingly well-made game, but yeah, fucking AI doesn't work, so it kind of ruins an otherwise great fucking proof of concept for what they had here. And finished game issues here were not unfixable. I mean, from what I saw doing some minor research on YouTube, you could do something as simple as just, I don't know, fucking add some information nodes so players have, the AI has information to know which spot to go and which spot to not go. And like, see that too. You fucking, when you fall down and you fall down a great distance, you also have animations where you roll. You have animations where, you fucking physically react to the world around you. And that kind of shit is immersive without disrupting gameplay. Unlike, say, other games I played, like, Far Cry 3 or 4 or Battlefield 5, especially, terribly, terribly fucking, you know, unoptimized in the way that they handled this kind of shit because it simply did not feel good to play. And look at that, we got a second phase where we have to defend the boss in a dramatic getaway at a dark night. You better get the fuck out of here before they get you. Boss, you better go. Marshal John Kruger. Okay, so he's going the exact opposite way. So why the fuck are we going this way? Do you even know where we're going? Yeah, see? The boss is not supposed to be here. I'll go back to work. Fuck's sake. I don't know how I'm driving that. Come on. Alright, that'll do it. Maybe not. Maybe that's what I ought to do is just be the fucking... be the boss. Oh, shit. No, you are gonna fucking move your fat ass there, John Kruger. Dutch. Get moving, or you're gonna fucking be moved. There you go. Well, not quite. Come on, we can get Dutch's fat ass out of here. Come on, you meatball. I got all night. Great lighting in spite of the fucking glitchy ass highway chases they got here. It's totally fucked in a lot of ways. Yep. Okay, bud. You gotta time fucking slamming his ass out the way so he can actually get around the cars instead of just fucking driving backwards. You see, here's the problem. Instead of going this way, he decides to fucking do this retarded shit. Or he fucking... Okay. We're gonna actually behave tonight? Good. Or not. Yeah, the boss did not escape. Probably because the dipshit driving him didn't decide to actually fucking operate tonight. So, I'm gonna play as the boss. I'm gonna be the boss. Yeah, I need to fucking get to extraction, and honestly at this rate, I'll just fucking jack a car and do this shit myself. Cause, fuck this shit. I'm taking a car. I'll do it myself. Thank you. I don't think that was so hard, now was it? Clearly can't count on fucking hired goons to get out of bed and brush their teeth in the morning, like, much less shoot a gun or operate a car. So here's a little difference in how this should play versus how it did play. I'd say that's quite a stark difference. Not even a little one. It should be something tense and just dramatic like this, right? And when you're driving, you don't want to have your goons fucking immediately hop into the broadside of a fucking car while you're trying to escape. Because otherwise, well, I mean, how the fuck are you gonna go anywhere? Or shit like that. I mean, that's fine. You can slam into the crates because it's a video game. Like, that would just normally, like, pop your fucking tire or whatever, but okay. You have to take a few liberties to make sure it's a fun game. Maybe one of them could have been making sure that the fucking AI works. Just saying. You also smash through the fucking barrier. You just gun it. You go. And you gotta get the fuck out. And there we go. Private helicopter. We're moving. Yeah, see, there's some unfinished areas with the draw distance issues, but there we go. We're rolling. Mission accomplished. See, it's a little hacky, but it's charming. You can see what I like about it. And it's the same thing I talk about with so many of these source engine games, why they feel like they're just so limiting and restrictive. And this is the kind of shit that understands. Okay, puppy, might not be a good spawn for you. We're gonna go this way. I hope you will go there as well. A puppy? Okay, well, I guess not. Let's rappel in from the ceiling. Oh shit. I like the terrorists can rappel as well. It's not just a Counter-Strike exclusive, a counter-strike. Fucking counter-terrorist exclusive move. Like, if the guys are able to rappel on either side, that does balance out map movement quite a lot and doesn't restrict it to something kind of stupid. This guy is shooting SPAS 12 or something. Oh no, I think he's actually shooting me. See what I mean? Like, okay, why are you backing into a fucking rail? I also like how there's a little bit of detail where, like, this shit is actually, fucking broken, but, I mean, in spite of that, the normal maps could have used a little bit more work. It's not that they're not there, it's just they start to look like fucking Roblox when they're this shiny. They are there. It's just, rough around the edges, quite literally. You can see that, especially this yellow part, where it doesn't even look like it has a fucking the same texture. It just looks like it's, yellow. Like, maybe that you'd think, oh, well, that's the gold. But no, the gold is a different shade entirely. It starts to look a lot less like deliberate design and like literally just cutting corners because you're out of a polygon budget, Like yeah, she there. Oh, it looks like these fucking, these like vases even. Like, last time I checked, the fucking stairs aren't made of pottery. Like, this column here? Yeah, that's fine. The column makes sense to have that. But, currently the boss and his henchmen are just, like, sitting in here just watching the show. And, there's the devils and the angels and all that jazz. It's really well rendered, all things considered. A couple entrances here. You can see this, like, you see what I mean, man? Like, this shit's pretty fucking elaborately made. Not even a little, but, like, a lot. It's very elaborate. This is just a texture, too. I mean, it goes to show you can do a lot with very little. You don't need parallax mapped insides or nothing. You can still make a convincing looking interior by simply just using a JPEG of a store that you saw on the street. Going in the front door this time. Well, that was a bad idea. Oh boy. Bet you he's killing the puppy. Fuck. That makes this a little simpler. There we go. Call of Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Call of Duty Ghost. That's a thing that always, as well, is just kind of interesting to me. Like, a lot of the fucking Valve people apparently hate Call of Duty, yet they fucking love Counter-Strike. That makes no sense. Why hate Call of Duty, a casual game, and then say you also hate Counter-Strike, a fucking casual game? Don't get the whole casino in the back alley fucking mixed up. That doesn't mean that they're competitive. It just means they have an illegal gambling ring attached to their fucking casual, game that's actually way more casual than Call of Duty. People will say Counter-Strike has more tactics or skill. I beg to fucking differ. You have absolutely no tactics or skill in a lot of Counter-Strike. All you fucking do is walk and shoot. That's it. With Call of Duty, you have limitations, you have a bunch of different shit you have to account for. No such accountability exists with fucking Counter-Strike, which is interesting to me, right? Because if it was truly this different or interesting game, you think it would try to go above the levels of its prior entries, or even the likes of fucking Halo 2, with a cache system. It's basically the only thing that separates it mechanically from the likes of Halo, is basically fucking nothing. And when you start to realize, that, well, hey, rest these little light bulbs start fucking ticking, huh? Yeah, I think the M4 is still working. I think I might go with that then. I have to switch up the weapons depending on the map sometimes. Okay, now that time I got the prick who was waiting for me. Last time I was not so lucky, so I'm gonna fucking rope on down. And let's fucking see what we got. Tear gas, grenade, and a frag. Bye-bye. Got him. I mean, he's really just fucking sitting there waiting to die. So, instead of doing something a little too fucking repetitive and mind-numbing, provided I can actually drive this shit. Let's see. Oh. It would be a lot easier to eliminate the boss if I didn't have like a 500 cars just ramming into my ass. Oh. It'd also be easier if I didn't get fucking immediately, like, insta-killed. Sorry, it was a little hard to differentiate this black car between this other fucking black car. Could you tell where I went wrong? Oh, see, I didn't know this shit had red lines on it. That's basically it. That's the only distinguishing feature, especially with this lighting. You can't really fucking tell, or at least I couldn't tell, much of a difference. Oh, he's going right the fuck back. It must be, like, one of the boss's henchmen. There's the boss. This motherfucker's in an SUV. Add some better graphics to this kind of shit. And I'm not saying like Crime Boss Rocky City, where it's yet again another annoying, repetitive 1980s. No, 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 no. Dude, the 1980s shit is so boring. So fucking lame. Just get it out of my sight. We've moved past the 1980s a long time ago. This shit doesn't do anything for me. What does something for me, what means something, early 2000s, 2010s. Everything was much more bright, colorful, interesting, familiar, but still different, but still unique. There was a mystique to this kind of shit. It's just disappeared because all they care about is mindless efficiency at the sake of immersion or fun. I can't get immersed in a fucking game when even it is telling me it doesn't care about itself. It's telling me, you already know that. Fuck you. Deal with it. What if you don't? What if you don't know? Say if it's your first time, you've never played a game like this, and the game is telling you, fuck you, you already know what you're doing, deal with it. That sound like an, good invitation? I don't think so. It sounds pretty fucking condescending, pretty rude, pretty unnecessary. Like, who the fuck hurt you? I guess we won because the boss didn't escape this time. Oh, fuck's sake. Lucky me. Alright, I'm gonna go with the PDW. And I'm gonna have to try and eliminate the boss before he fucking makes his getaway. I'm not falling for that again, motherfucker. You don't mind fucking shooting this guy any fucking decade now, do you? Well, honestly, they are doing quite a good job, covering for their boss. But the difference kind of comes in the issue with the AI, basically only going about five or so feet before they just fucking give up. Yeah, see, going forwards is kind of an issue because it seems to have strange controls. This is park. Moving forward, that stops you. It's hard to go forward, but if you want to go backwards, oh, not a problem. You can go backwards, no fucking problem. You want to go back, you want to go forwards though? No, it's too heavy. Too fucking not gonna happen. Too bad. Now this map's interesting, and I do want to explore more of it. So, we got the boss. I'm gonna fucking go as the boss. You must reach one of the escape zones. I don't think it'll be pretty hard considering what I'm up against, so. You are the boss. Sauce. Hey, pupper. See, they can repel too. Like, the bad guys also know how to fucking use a rope and jump. So close, but so far away. Not a window big enough to climb out, it seems. Oh, but a door that'll work just fine. Oh shit. And a bad guy with got a fucking gun with my name on it. Real nice. Well, I can see why that's probably not the best of decisions, but it could work. I suppose if you're brave enough and kind of just want to bum rush shit. You see, it's things like this too. Like, this is just a 2D texture as a fence. It's something as simple as that. And that's fairly well optimized. I mean, I don't seem to ever really get too many lag issues outside of the bots, but that doesn't seem to be so much an issue of game and its map optimization, more so an issue of, you know, fucking broken ass AI logic. But that's not anything that can't be fixed. I mean, that's the thing that's of interest to me, because if this shit can be fixed, it can then be preserved. Might be worthwhile. If I can preserve this game, it would certainly give me interesting little project. I don't think it would be too hard. The problem is with the AI, right? The AI, as you've seen, they have issues fucking slamming into walls. Literally just sitting on their fat ass and doing nothing all damn day. And over here is the exit. I could go for that. And, makes sense to. So, We'll go back in there and explore. Or not. Yeah. Already been wasting enough time looking at the fucking shopping mall shit. It's like, see a shoe store. They even got someone in there too. Like, they got people in there. Probably because, like, the idea is that this is a real place. So it's like, oh, you know, even though that's just a texture like some fucking shoe store during the day, they at least want to fucking give off the illusion that it's a real place that people live in. Which is why they got NPC cars, different little, you know, shit happening. That's good to know, alright? I mean, I would hope, but hey. Alright. Let's explore around the theater. It's a big ass place we got here. Now, I imagine matches would be way faster, but this was kind of the inevitable issue that, say, Left 4 Dead had for me, was the AI. Like, the teammate AI. People will say, like, Left 4 Dead is a masterpiece. What fucking game were you playing? The one where you played online? Well, in that case, maybe. But probably you were enjoying it a lot more because you had friends. I didn't. So, that's kind of a different story. If you think Left 4 Dead was a masterpiece, I'm going to have to say you're sorely mistaken. You think Valve's games are perfect. That look fucking perfect to you? Look like a perfect engine that's functioning at the top of its capacity? Probably not. No, they're not perfect games by any stretch, but they certainly are decent. And, you know, you look at, like, these big-ass fucking places, like, look at that. Oh, what gameplay purpose does a big-ass hallway serve? A sense of wonder. Imagination. Creativity. It really fucking shines in an otherwise dreary fucking state of shitty-ass games they keep making. There was nothing saying they had to do any of this. They didn't have to put these elaborately designed fucking murals and, you know, places like this up. They didn't have to put fucking city street signs and all this early 2000s, you know, decor up. But they did. They did it. These are the exact kinds of shit. Like, that's even Windows XP right there. This is history that needs to be preserved. Because if it's not preserved, it'll die. This game is not getting any younger. It's not getting any easier to find by any means, and unfortunately, it's simply being left to die by the passage of time. Nobody cares about it. Nobody cares to do anything about it. Well, except for me. I could do something about it. I don't really like Source Engine games as much as I used to, but I see value in the, you know, one I'm playing here. It's worthwhile to preserve art. I may have my differences with the communities that became hostile or just borderline fucking incoherent, turning into more of a cesspit of disgusting, degenerate pornography instead of people who play video games, but can you even tell an AI bot from a person apart at that point? They're all wearing the same fucking avatars, acting the same, dressing the same, fucking feeling, acting, and talking identically. That's just fucking really jarring. Like, you're trying to talk to a person, and then every single person sounds, behaves, acts, and fucking talks in an identical way. Yeah, that'd be jarring, because that doesn't make any sense and defies basic fucking logic. Everybody is not going to have the exact same identical behavior. They're going to act in distinct ways. And if they don't, what the fuck are they doing? That just seems weird. Like, was there some sort of mass fucking brainwashing I'm unaware of that went on? Hell yeah, it's called internet pornography. Also, here's a secret little route in case you can't get there on a car. Which tends to be an issue with this game is, you know, fucking cars. So, yeah, high-speed internet porn really fucks with their brains, doesn't it? People who went from saying the most intelligent, basic, but, you know, very kind and sweet kinds of things went to just all manners of extremes over the course of very few years. It's disturbing how quickly that escalated into something terrible. Kinds of people who played Counter-Strike, you know, all of 7 years ago would tell you the exact same shit they're doing now is cancer and needs to fucking die. Now, nah, they'll just fucking say you need to appreciate me and my feelings and my beliefs, but I won't fucking tolerate yours for a second. Look at that. That car is still there. Bet you can fucking drive it. Would you look at that? And the lights are brighter too. They're all different and distinct fucking gameplay advantages from using the different cars. Cool. These guys are driving a little too close to me though. That might need to stop. Does this work? It does. Is this a secret route? I saw this earlier. It is a secret route. Excellent. I don't have very much time to explore, so I'll have to do that next round if I get the opportunity. Oh shit. I'm fucked. Come on. Run, bitch. The boss did not escape. Virtual game worlds. Whee! Alright, goes the boss again. Keep a weapon just in case of any trouble. I'm gonna head down the tunnel. I like that. See, if there's no objective pointing, in fact, you can go the exact opposite way of the objective. And if you head down that way, you can rappel down a secret passageway. Like, nobody said you had to go here, but you could. Look at that. Intelligent map design that rewards you for being curious and exploring. And they say that these games never had any dynamic branching paths, choices, or nothing you did really mattered. Bullshit. You fucking kidding me? I shave a whole minute off of the path by going that way. Look at that. And I didn't even need to drive the car half the time. Hell, I could probably even just go on the sidewalks if I felt like. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, hey, music. Restaurant, lounge, bar. Yeah, you wouldn't even have like that kind of shit. You wouldn't have like a fucking tent. I'd see tents like these all the time. They're fucking bars that are like this. JC Yachts. They have a fake yacht club. And they gave it a name. Like, was that so hard? You fucking type in 2 letters and a word. Fucking Tyrells. What the fuck is Tyrells? Fucking tire company, maybe. Who cares, right? But they cared. And that shows me that they were willing to put in at least that modicum of fucking effort to try. That shows me because they cared, I should care. It's immersive. Instead of just food place, burger joint. Like GTA 4, how generic. I get that's the fucking point, but it still doesn't make it any less shitty. You know, like, see here, right? You got all these fucking pixels on this thing. That's like a low-res normal map, but that doesn't even seem that jarring to me. Which is the interesting part of it. Or no, that's not even the normal map. That's just like a fucking texture you'd barely even see because it's like a pixelated elevator floor. I used to see these all the time. I used to go in elevators like those. Wow. Guess that didn't matter to people who make this shit. Yeah, they just arbitrarily decided, nah, you know what, 2013 came around, let's just never stop getting our heads into some fake woman's asshole. And God help us, they never stopped. They never stopped, and they never cared to stop. They thought that limiting themselves to simply cartoons and gross, disgusting, perverted shit was growth. They thought that was progress. Sure. Growth into your fucking grave. Progress down a cliff. You can call that whatever the fuck you like. You can phrase it in a happy, positive sounding, upbeat way. But it's still slavery. You still chose that. What good did it do you? Nothing. Didn't do any good, in fact. In the end, nothing really changed. The boss didn't escape. Bullshit. By a mere second. Huh. That doesn't add up. Better restart this match before it fucks it up. I fucking better be, sweetheart. There are no bots anymore. Just gonna fucking explore. Because I find this particular map to probably be one of my favorites. There's this big ass fucking macaroni map. I think I found one I really enjoy. I like that too. All this like fucking stained glass, old carpets and walls. Look at that. That's fucking incredible looking for 2012. Like that fucking. You know, you look at it up close, but up there in the ceiling, no, this looks wonderful. I used to go to movie theaters and places and cities that looked like this all the time. They had like these fucking candle lights, and they weren't actual candles because they didn't have smoke indoors. They were just lights, like LEDs that looked like candles. Fucking cool. And you know, Resistance and Liberation Casino. Casino Liberation. Casino games. I got all the other casinos. I used to go to casinos. Of course, I didn't gamble because I was too young, but. Menial little chores, the things in between. They taught me a lot about responsibility, about what it's like when you get out there in the real world. Something that places that were supposed to do that never could. Simply that they never cared to, because they cared about only teaching me how to be stupid, ignorant, and fucking vulnerable to whatever propaganda that our corporate masters wanted us to fucking believe in. That's what they really fucking wanted. A slave. And I wasn't willing to give that to them. It's what they still want. Fuck's sake. How many fucking people just choose this gross cartoonish shit, wondering why they never feel happy? Could it be that they accepted this slavery willingly without asking what they get in return? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's exactly what it is. I mean, hell, like, do you think that's pretty hard to fucking make? You think it's hard to just take a building, repeat it about 5, 6 times, do that shit? Probably not. Manhole, just fucking have a texture on the ground. These aren't even modeled. This is just like a fucking texture. Which is the most interesting point of all of this, is you look at like how the texture work is done. You look at the modeling like I do, and you go fucking nuts for this shit. Or you should be. Because this kind of shit, for my research, my game, and optimization especially, is incredible. Like, I look at the fucking normal mapping. Maybe this, like, bit with the knife is a little screwy, but this is perfect reference material for, like, an early 2000s game like I'm making. An early 2000s, 2010s kind of game. And it's astonishing how this kind of shit just fucking gets left to die. Treated like it's a failure, some one-note little bullshit. Fuck off. Don't you understand that the little menial moments you think don't matter were the best parts of your lives without even knowing it? The more you know. Maybe. Go through all the balconies and all the little places, too. Ask some questions and get some answers, maybe. You never know what you'll find if you put your head in the sand and ignore the world around you. Life will pass you by. It's a little unfinished and rough and around the edges here, but that's mostly an engine issue, and that's not anything that was unfixable. Like, you could easily just, big ass building right there. See, nobody was telling them they had to fucking make a new Mafia boss model for this fucking game, but they made one. They made a fucking mob boss. It's the Italian Mafia. Yeah, it turns out those motherfuckers are still large and in charge over in Italy. might be shocked. Of course, they switched it up from the old Tommy guns, but you get the idea. Business has been booming for these motherfuckers, no doubt. And yeah, just little things like that. Nobody was telling me, hey, you can go off to the right, immediately fucking win if you go down the elevator shaft. I just found that out. Organic exploration. This is the kind of stuff that Call of Duty was doing around the early 2010s and a lot of games as well. They even had better graphics too, and that's the kind of shit I fucking love and adore. You're taking something I love and making it even better. That's fucking great. I'm not going to complain about that. Really pushing the graphics to their upper limits. I mean, it's the kind of things that I enjoyed with Crysis or Battlefield Hardline, and what really got me curious, I think, in this game more than anything, because simply put, these games have been left to die, and there is no going back for them. The trust they once had. When you purchase something, you put your trust into that thing. You're giving up a piece of, in this case, your money, under the assumption that that money will not be stolen, that security will not be jeopardized in any case. And that's a basic business 101 thing that just has been sorely, sorely neglected. I mean, cool places, man. Yeah, they're rough around the edges, but dirty places. Maybe the polygons, I can see like the edges of the fucking polygons, especially about like there, but some of this stuff too. It's kind of loosely put together, and no doubt that like stuff like that, that's literally just like a texture made into a tree wall. It doesn't need to have good graphics, because what it does elsewhere is much better. See the roads here especially, like they're all wet. This is the kind of shit I love looking at. Those roads would never get tiring for me. Could walk 500 miles and 500 more. I like that, you know, the driver gets scared by what you're doing. You can also see they got flowers and other shit down there too. Wonder how far I can get this on foot. If I'd probably gone the other way, I probably could have saved some time, chances are. Let's find out. Go here. That's nice. Lots of palm trees too. It's they even have nice walkways. Fucking Rhea. Well, fucking fell backwards. The boss did not escape. Don't worry, he wasn't going anywhere. Nowhere he needed to go, at least. Nowhere he wanted to be. Usually it's the kind of thing I love the most about this era of games is often when you were done with whatever main little thing they had, you would just explore around the edges of it. Now, granted, a lot of them didn't account for that kind of thing, and trying to explore or go off the beaten path was often very swiftly rewarded by not much. Well, here in this case, there's an elevator. There we go. I press the F key. There's no prompt, nothing. But, as we can see, this elevator is going somewhere. You might wonder where I'm going with this. Well, stick around, you'll find out. Like, see, this is well off the beaten path. Cool ass lights, too. Fucking music. You wouldn't expect this to really lead much of anywhere. Well, you might be mistaken. Because it basically fucking takes you to the end of the map without you barely even knowing. And that's the risk-reward kind of thing that's stupidly interesting to me. Because let's say, you know, you needed to fucking get your way through. Like, look at how many fucking branching paths you have to get to the end. That's fucking cool as shit. And that is without a car. Didn't even need a car for this car chase. Crazy idea. You could do the obvious thing, but you see that when your character is not given a prompt, you can go off the beaten path, you can do all this interesting shit. The game becomes rewarding for other reasons other than leveling up or getting a kill streak or whatever. Or, you know, I just give you a fucking rocket launcher and call it quits, right? Regardless, video game, right? What's rewarding about it in this case is nobody told me I could go down the stairs. It's that I just found it out myself because I kept seeing lights in halls. And I was thinking, well, the car chases aren't really my favorite. What's a more efficient way of getting to the docks? Maybe I could just hoof it on foot. And that I could. Because I kept looking around. I looked at the walls while I was driving in the car. The only reason I really was doing that was scouting out the area to see where I could and couldn't go. There we go. Boom, bitches. GTA 5. San Andreas. Anyway. Fucking... Alright. I'm gonna go as Alpha Team with the pet puppy. So once again, there's a few areas. So since now I'm playing as the counter-terrorist, that does make it a little bit easier to explore. At least out here, anyway. So there's a sidewalk. You can't really go too far, considering it's, you know, source engine. It's certainly not that computers in 2014 lacked the resources to fucking play games on this engine. It's that the engine they were using had basically long since run its course and was basically running on fumes. You can probably tell why so many people abandoned this engine around this time. And I think this game was a very clear indication of the starting to really deteriorate quality of these games. People noticed maybe Portal 2 was like some sort of ending, and maybe they didn't know it yet, but they certainly found out over the years when nothing came of it, right? The way I see it, Portal 2 was a goodbye, a sort of love song at the end with the turrets. If you translate it, it's actually in Italian saying, I love you, my daughter, my baby, things like that. Encouraging stuff, right? And it sounds more like a father saying a goodbye to his daughter, which is probably the most commonly interpreted translation of the ending and what it means. Why don't you walk away from science? Who's somebody who's, you know, been talking about science the whole game? Cabe Johnson. He's somebody who basically wanted himself to be put in the turret or computer, right? If he couldn't be put in, second in charge, you know, Gladys, Carolyn, right, would be put in his place. And it's interesting to think about because, you know, the ending and the story was left so open and vague, but also open to many interpretations, that it ultimately became kind of confusing but cryptic, and at the same time a story about Valve's own ego and hubris. Like, ultimately, they had really wasted so much of their time and talents making these games that were designed and developed in such clinical, sterile, cold, and just unfun ways that just made people so sick when they made them and when they played them. It's a feeling that doesn't set in immediately, but it's almost like you shouldn't be here after a while. Like, this isn't a place that was ever designed for you. It was designed to cage you, designed to trap you. But why? Why does it feel that way? Maybe it's not, but why does it feel as if it is that way? Not because of fatigue, but because, simply put, Portal 2 fucking quite literally showcases that shit. You look at Portal 1 as well. It's not even like a fucking bit against them. It's them against themselves. It's their own word against their own word. Like, that... How can you fucking hide that? The game is a human test experiment to fuck around with your emotions and feelings. Very simple. Sounds pretty clear cut to me. To fucking do whatever the hell they want with portals and puzzles. The whole game, you're under the impression that... Oh, hey, puppy. The whole game, you're under the impression that, you know, this whole thing is some sort of testing lab, but you eventually find out that it's a little more than that if you were paying attention. When you're young, you won't understand the story, and to be honest, I didn't either for a while. But it's the kind of story that makes sense the more you start to understand about regret and, you know, you get some screwed up relationships yourself. Starts to add up, one thing after another. It's not a fun path to walk, but it's certainly one that happens to be far, 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 far too fucking real for too many people. Myself included with a lot of the Valve games. I mean, in particular, they were not bad games, but they just, over the years, became just this. An empty world without much life in it anymore. Also, another cool little shortcut. You can fucking go through the Monte Carlo here. And, you know, once again, no big sign telling you can go here. In fact, a barrier in the way, insinuating otherwise. And, you can just break the barrier. Can't drive the car from the looks of it. Maybe the forklift? You can drive the forklift. Who's going to tell you can drive the forklift? No one. Just find out if you go down there. Surprisingly, a decently fast little forklift here, too. Saw this hallway earlier. I've got a little bit of time. I'll explore it. So that's where the other one went. And there's that elevator that was blocked off. There you go. Fucking early 2000s video game exploration time. What can I say? So, I imagine they don't want you to go back in here. Probably the easiest way to stop me would be to lock the doors, but they didn't do that now, did they? That begs the question, what's in here if you go back in? A different looking hallway with different lighting. Slightly, unless it's the same one exactly. In that case, shame on me. Other shit down here. Fucking head this way. I like the alarms. That is a lot of the, a lot alike like the Italian ones. Plus, I mean, let's say you're one of the cops. You want to fucking cut off the bad guys. It's an easy way to do it. Fucking take a big ass shortcut. Like, nobody had to model this. Nobody had to animate, level design, texture, add elevator music to this shit. They just did it because it's fun. Realism is not so much reinforcement as it is training you to believe certain ideas, but it's this. Nobody was telling them they had to do that. They chose to do that. Or if somebody did tell them to do that, I would be incredibly surprised. Oftentimes, corporate fucking tells you to cut corners and get shit done. They don't care how you have to do it as long as it looks good for their fucking pockets. That's the thing. They're very open with how you do the shit. So long as certain conditions are met. But otherwise, a lot of cases, you know. Ones I've known, at least. I mean, not everyone's going to be like that. A lot of them now, yeah, a lot less like that. But regardless, I think the results here, they speak for themselves. Now, that's what I'm trying to find out. If you can speedrun this shit, and if you can get to the helicopter on foot without a car. Now, that's something that's going to be a new objective of mine. Because otherwise, I really don't have much else to say about this map, other than just it's a beautiful, pretty-looking early 2000s map with a lot of fun shit I like. They got some mountain over there. Be cool if you had a map over yonder, huh? You know, in the early 2000s and 2010s, we were all starry-eyed fools wondering where technology would go next. If only we knew. There's still a sense of wonder to shit like this. And the sense of wonder isn't so much in the shitty textures and models, no. The sense of wonder is in the purity to it. The sense of wonder is in the part where it fucking works, but also is fantastical. This is shit you would see in reality, but you'd never go on a fucking car chase. You wouldn't do that. You just simply wouldn't. Because you go on a fucking car chase, you're gonna die. Alright, we're gonna fucking go this way with the car. Alright, time to roll. Yeah. Said I wouldn't use a car, but you know, fuck it. What's the least amount of time you could spend in a car to get to the end, perhaps? New question. If the first mission has failed, what's the second one? Yeah, definitely not making that shit. Gotta find some way to get this shit straightened, because I don't know if you run with the knife and it makes you faster or what. Does seem to give you more stamina. Fuck. Invisible barriered. Okay. Well, chances are I can probably get it after a while. And if I can't, well, I will drive a forklift and have fun. I'm shocked they even managed to get this shit here. No, it doesn't surprise me. Get out of that car. Any other details over here? I mean, there's a lot of nice reflective water. It does remind me of another thing. GoldenEye. There was a source mod for it that looked pretty decent, but it was only for multiplayer. Not the campaign, unfortunately, because they would probably get fucking nuked off the face of the planet. And even if they wanted to, chances are they would be bullied for the rest of their lives. So they probably fucking wouldn't want to. For fear of offending some fucking purist who's so incredibly fucking happy about these retarded ass games that can't seem to be polite about it. Which tends to be the case of most of these. It's like, well, you know, you'll have some guy who's so incredibly cynical. If you change even the slightest fucking pinky toenail of some dipshit model number 7302 that's so insignificant nobody would notice, they're now going to call your game some inaccurate, fake, cheap knockoff, you know? Reality is often not as good as they want it to seem. Try as they may, it can often be disappointing. Okay, so that way does not lead to a game win state. Interesting. And I can't drive this forklift because it's fucking bugged. Oh, there we go. Excellent. So I've got about a minute and a half to fucking hightail it out of here. The boss seems to lose his stamina much quicker, which that could prove to be an issue. Especially, you know, since I'm going for the little speed thing here. I like how the lens flares actually are kind of light and they just disappear after you look at it for a minute. Almost like as if to imply as if your character's eyes have adjusted to the brighter lights and then no longer seem, agitated by them. Like seriously, good bits of realism throughout. It's tasteful, but it's not so over the top that it blinds you either. Which, as much as I like the Zack Snyder approach to shit, it can often just be like, okay, I maybe enjoy this for 5 or 6 hours, and if I can turn the contrast down, like if everything looks muddy and gray, but also kind of washed out blue and orange, alright, that's fine by me. Kind of like here, except there's a little more saturation, but it's not so much saturation that it looks like a fucking cartoon or a sniper wolf picture. Like, that throws me off. They threw so many fucking filters on this woman. She now looks like Dora the Explorer. You can't just have normal thumbnails anymore. You can't just take a normal picture of yourself and seem happy. Come on now. Yes, you can. You have a built-in audience of fanboys. Me, on the other hand, I got a shitty YouTube channel nobody cares about. Lucky me. So I just ramble about whatever the fuck I feel like. Head to the extraction point to escape. Yeah, you better believe it, boss. There's a barrier in front of that. You'd think you couldn't get up here. But you just hop the barrier and that's all you gotta do. Because usually in games like these, you're conditioned to not be able to go around any form of barrier whatsoever. Love that. The fucking rappelling down. The hands are not that badly textured, which is kind of the interesting part. But the second they get in direct light, they're kind of hit and miss. Because the shadows seem to be pretty decent throughout this game and just like on most objects. But then it's like the second a human character model appears, they're way too low poly and often look a little more similar to the kind of shit you would see in Condition Zero. Which throws me off, because Counter-Strike Source definitely had better models, but, Global Offensive was not an improvement. Global Offensive, I mean, Insurgency was definitely an improvement. The likes of that, or even Call of Juarez the Cartel, but Call of Juarez the Cartel was a game that nobody really gave a fuck about, so gets fucking chastised as some sort of game that just is way too soft about sensitive shit. Yeah, and you think that's why I don't like it? Like, for fuck's sake, I don't like sensitive shit in my games? Fucking love that shit. But you act like fucking violence and murder is kind of a thing you don't fucking do, little cartoon people. Oh, wait a minute, Overwatch, Fortnite, Concord, Destiny. Huh, they seem to have no problem with murder. That's interesting. So why the fuck do they even make the case about murder in games if they're just gonna go ahead and take all the shit that, these kinds of games would fucking do? And then just fucking do it but worse. They even got a plane. Where's your fucking plane, Overwatch? Smoke trails. Who was saying they had to add a plane with smoke trails and lights? Someone in Fixed Korea tell them to do that? Probably not. Chances are. I just did that because it's a cool detail. Alright. So I'm gonna head back here. Lighting does look a little broken on this kind of shit too. Like some of the rails are just fucking full black. Like they don't have proper lighting for some reason, but there we go. Okay, I guess it works now. I had to press F on it a few times. head this way again. I don't know if there's supposed to be shit in those, but probably not. Yeah, used to see hallways like these all the time. Cities near where I was for a while. Moved around a bit, so. This kind of design was just all over the place. The whole Fruitiger Arrow stuff and old Italian-inspired shit. Yeah, guess not. Can't go on that. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. Since car is proven to be the only effective means of transport, I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut just so I can explore the end, which is what I was interested in. Since basically tried going on foot 7 times, I imagine there's probably some speedrunner who knows an exploit or something. I'm sure it's totally doable, but I'm not going to fuck with it. I saw this other garage to the right side. Look at that. There's a whole garage in here. Where's this go? Oh, an underground tunnel. So, in this one map alone, they probably have about, let's see here, fucking 7, 8, or 9 fucking ways to get to a helicopter. And a little camera fucking takes a picture. Because speeding is illegal, don't you know? Oh, grenade launcher. Excellent. Perfect weapon. Fitting of the boss. Zoop. I'll celebrate a little late 4th of July with this shit. Yeah, fucking reload, would you? Oh, you can blow that shit up too. Excellent. Is there some way to get over there? Now you got me curious. Ah, damn. That was too good to be true, wasn't it? Boom, bitches. I love the way that fucking didn't blow up at all and just had a giant fucking shit mark on it. The boss did not escape. Oh no. Alright, so I'll take the car. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the car and go through the Monte Carlo route. The boss, he's a rather oversized fat fuck, but he tends to get results when he wants them anyway. But yeah, it's a really elaborately made map that fucking crashes to desktop after 2 hours of gameplay, but hey, you know, broken hearts, you get used to them. It's a fun game. It's a fun game that had everything, I think, going for it. It's just your presentation needed work. That is the exact kind of problem I am making my own game to solve. Presentation, features, they're missing from games like these. It really gave these games from the early 2010s a bad reputation because instead of looking at these with admiration or love or care like so many people should, they often looked at them with hatred, envy, disgust, thinking, that's it? It's so embarrassing it ended that way. What good did that get them? Nothing fast, I don't think. Of course, I'm not the boss of people. I don't tell them how they game or how they don't, but just some food for thought, I guess. And after all these years, I had quite a long time to think. In the end, I guess it's worth it to have this to myself. A prize befitting of someone with too much patience and spare time, especially after COVID. I saw what track they were on and wanted no part of it. It's not a path that's worth following. The more you know.